this is Aromie here. Welcome back to our live Baxter DLC. We are here. I'm gonna consider this option because I think it's the cutest. He's so cute. He's so cute. Because it kind of seems like a lot of dating to me. You'd said it. He'd heard it. There's no going back. A beat passed, then another. Baxter didn't do anything else after the initial utterance, except look at you with sharp-eyed incredulousness. He was giving you all the time you needed to come to your senses and pretended that didn't happen. Typical Baxter. Come on, Baxter. You ain't blushing just to blush, right? But no matter how long he hedged, this wasn't going away. Oh. I could do everything I want except kiss. But the kissing option is there. Chico, the former competitive dancer, stumbled along. He couldn't quite get his footing while you led him in wide swirls across the empty floor. I meant what I said. The point was made. You'd kindly pressured Baxter against his will into saying more than 2 words about it.
I swear.
Forgive me for asking an impolite question, but what could I possibly have done? Not a hint of his usual wryness or teasing sarcasm colored the words. It was a flat-out request for understanding. In fact, never mind. I know what I've done, and it isn't anything that should lead to this. I treated you terribly. Yes, but you know what? I'm delusional. His tone had become icy. Hints of the person Baxter was 5 years ago were resurfacing. The hesitancy to attach too strongly. The disbelief that he had a right to do so. Honestly, you weren't upset at or surprised by his instinctive response to romantic overtures. You'd known him too long for that. You didn't even realize how hard he was grasping your hand. It was almost painful. It's because I understand you. You didn't have to do anything other than be who you are. No one else is you, and there's no one who could replace you. You matter to me. You're a good man, Baxter. You're a good man. You deserve to be cared about. Baxter, you're the only one who could make me happy. No one else is you, and there's no one who could replace you. He's like so skeptical about everything. He's like, she pulling my collar right now, bro? His chest rose and fell shakily. He couldn't look at you any longer and turn his face away. Baxter wasn't willing to say you were wrong or a liar, but neither could he agree with the conclusion. It was a bad idea. You were making a mistake. Those are the thoughts you guess he was keeping to himself. A change of approach might be helpful there. You wanted Baxter to embrace the love you had for him, but that didn't have to be the first step. Well, yeah, at least let me know what I mean to you. Whether we're together or not, I just wanted to know that much. Oh, I'm not ready for the heartache. Slowly, only out of the corner of his eye, Baxter surveyed you critically. How inconsiderate asking me that. You're aware, likely more than anyone else, what a difficult question it is. You refuse to let him go. You need an answer, and the answer at all. Yep, too bad. You gotta tell me. Well, you wanted to hold on. Baxter took that as his cue to release his clutch on your hand. Fine. I'll answer both what I feel and what I might do about that. It's only proper after you've gone to so much effort. But first, I need to give a few prefaces. Donning on an aloof expression, Baxter pulled at the fitted cuff of his formal shirt. I can't stand doing anything in the morning, even if I can pretend for clients. That's cute. I don't care. We'll do stuff later in the day. I still want you. Is it cute though? Honestly, I am very much a morning person. But we can do stuff later in the day. Baxter's guarded stance quirked briefly, then he continued matter-of-factly. I can't afford elaborate trips these days, and my only remaining social contacts are limited to the wedding industry, not performance theater or owners of fancy cars or the like. Well, I didn't care about those to begin with. I don't care. So I don't have a billionaire buddies either. I never needed that. I still want you. I can treat you to things. I never needed that. In that case, your commitment changed his demeanor for the worse. Stoicism gave way to despondence. He threw out his hands in defeat. Michiko, I've never been a good partner, even a good friend, to anyone in my life. You were to me. What happened at the end didn't undo everything. No matter how many of these considerations he laid out, it was never going to change how important he was to you. You could have reassured him all day, but then a glint of life flickered in his features. Baxter's lips tugged into a hopeful smirk. You should also know, I'm not one for flings anymore.
Is that fine?
Are you entirely positive you want to go down this route with me? It might not be as fun or easy or as short as you're picturing. Listen, I never wanted that fling to begin with. That is not a con. The problem has always been you running away. Well, I suppose I could put up with you, tease. I still want you. You nodded acceptingly. That was perfect. I'll tell you what. Let's play rock, paper, scissors to decide. As a wise man once said, in for a penny, in for a pound. No. I pick paper. It's your turn, Baxter. This is so cute! This is so fucking cute! Full of determination, repeat the questions he promised to face. Do you want this to happen? Do you care for me? Baxter watched you quietly, carefully, noting each and every line in your expression and bend in your stance. He was nothing if not attuned to the finer details. Then, with a flick of his wrist, you had your answer. His hand became a fist, or rather, a rock. Wait, did he agree? Just like that? I mean, he could have easily just did scissors. As soon as you questioned it, the instant you were taken aback, Baxter grinned wolfishly. Baxter wasn't pushed onto the back foot any longer.
I love you.
In actual words, absolutely. Miss Melody, I'm in love with you. I didn't stop wanting to be with you. Then did you never think about another person besides me? Why do you have to do this to yourself? Your jaw dropped at the change in tune. He remained amused. Now, I won't belabor my objections on your taste in men. That's not what I want to hear. This comes down to what I think, and that was never actually a question, as I suspect you knew. When I left 5 years ago, that didn't make me happy. When I kept you at arm's length after meeting again, I was unhappy still. If it doesn't need to be that way, if I was wrong, then I don't know, honestly. I've never considered it a viable option until moments ago. But I do know what would make me happy in an ideal world.
It's you.
Cute. Okay. Baxter gave a bow that was somehow both earnestly differential and jokingly self-mocking. He knew he was being ridiculous, and you did too. Yet Baxter wouldn't be himself without his flair for the absurd. I certainly hope that is acceptable. Is there anything else I can help you with today? You kissed him. I got it. I got all three. I got everything I wanted. You hadn't caught him by surprise. The response was immediate. Baxter pressed into the kiss, into you, as much as his restrictive uniform would allow. You should have expected his reaction, for as fast as he cooled, Baxter could heat up even quicker, even given the proper motivation. He looked so happy. And though it wasn't the first time you touched him that way, it felt entirely brand new. Baxter had gotten a little taller, his shoulders were broader too, and this meant something far different than it did when you were teenagers. Then Baxter pulled away to speak, still grinning, now panting. Should I take that as a yes? Yes.
I can do that.
Duly noted. I can make that work. Goodness, finally. I knew it all along. You make me happy too. We're gonna cry. Thank goodness. Baxter slipped his hand into yours once more to finish the dance started long ago. The two of you were in sync then, your pace increased in time with one another as you took turns leading the other around the floor that remained all yours. Baxter tilted his head, a humorous thought coming to mind. He was kind enough to share it. Nothing needed to be held back anymore. Of course, proposing during a wedding is an absolute no-no. Deciding to date after the event has already concluded should avoid the faux pas. I hope so. Your romp ended with a grandiose twirl under the golden lights of the setting sun striking right through the ceiling-linked windows, an ideal backdrop for your private performance. You tried to catch your breath from, well, everything, but that wasn't an easy task, considering you were laughing gleefully all the while. Baxter released your hand. He didn't need it since the dance was over, though he found plenty of reasons to keep you close in a gentle embrace.
You're too kind.
Thank you, Michiko. You're very kind to me, most especially. His brown eyes were warm and inviting, an autumn beauty that made its way into your summer by luck, or chance, or fate. Always feeling out of place, Baxter kept slipping away. Now that would change. Seeing his face, it was undeniable. He wasn't some stranger there to do a hired gig, or even your old fling you happened to be reunited with. He was particular and proper, distant and difficult, shameless and smug, and Baxter Ward was yours. It seems our story has a happy ending after all. That's quite the surprise. Yeah, we've come a long way. After 5 years apart and a stubborn insistence to maintain that distance on Baxter's part, the two of you could stay together. You were so grateful. How could you ever need anything more? Well, my charming girlfriend, I have a proposition for you. It's so cute. It's so cute. Or maybe not. More might be on the table after all. A proposition. Having your rapt attention bolstered his already impressive boldness. If I'm recalling this correctly, now that Jude and Scott are leaving on a honeymoon, you'll be alone in their home. That sounds fairly dull, not to mention inconvenient.
In that case...
I would be delighted to have you come over to an apartment for the remainder of this trip. You're asking me to stay with you. I am. Again, there's no reason to waste time, and I would be a heartless lover to not even offer. You're so cute! Stunning. You really could never underestimate what Baxter would pull out of his tailored sleeves. Though, if that would be too much, I won't be insulted. Staying one night doesn't require you to stay for longer. Getting more personal time with Baxter before you had to go, or sitting by yourself in the Adams guest room. The decision made itself. No, I think that would be nice. He was thrilled and so were you. Everything was positively ideal. Excellent. In that case, it's almost settled. Almost.
You know...
Yeah, it's not finished yet. We're going to have to meet with our audience at some point. Our audience? Your gaze traveled off to the side in the matching motion to Baxter. Miranda, Terry, and Cove were still crowded around tables, except rather than getting any work done, they were watching the two of you like it was the latest in daytime soaps. You're right. Oh, I forgot about them. Realizing that they'd seen the entire affair, your face grew hotter. You're right. So it wasn't exactly a private show. Baxter chuckled. Why would a little thing like having one of the most emotional interactions in life being a public event bother him? Well, it would have been a big problem if things had ended badly. Since it didn't, he was unstoppable. And the momentary distraction that stole your attention away from Baxter was all over after a touch. He slipped his fingers in between yours to establish his presence at the forefront of your mind once more. You approached the gang hand in hand. Oh, it's so cute. He's like, yep. Never letting you go ever again now. They continued to gawk even after you'd become distinctly aware of their improper whatever fuck the word is. When you reached their part of the room, Baxter offered a cordial greeting. He inclined his head along with the words.
Good day.
A marvelous evening to you, friends. Yeah.
Huh?
Uh-huh. More awkward silence. The three of them glanced between one another, their expressions uncomfortably pulled wide and tall. So, you're dating again. If you hear that... Oh wait, can you see her? No, you can't. Arya's messing with her toy. Baxter, however, needed no interlude for his response. It came without hesitation. Excellent deduction, Terry. That is correct. Ko gaped like one of his beloved fish. If he hadn't been sitting down, he would have fallen over. Also similar to a fish having to navigate on dry land. You're dating Baxter again. This was giving you flashbacks to the last time you told people you started dating Mr. Ward. No one ever seemed to believe it. Why? Baxter was so wonderful. He had some questionable qualities, sure. That didn't change his incredible appeal. That was a hill you'll die on. Yes, I am.
Is that all right?
And you're both sure about that? Both, she said. That was not what she meant. Based on Miranda's wary side glance, the question was aimed right at you. It was a valid concern. You've been hurt by him before. Yeah. We are. We know it's hard to have a serious long-term relationship, but neither of us want to be apart anymore. And congratulations! That's amazing. Sorry, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move back. Because eventually well, I'm not gonna speak for all of you. Eventually, I want to move back to my parents. I left them for quite some time, but I'm ready to move back. Closer to the state. Or in the state. Because, as you get older... Not speaking for everyone. Speaking for myself. I miss family. Because there was that time where like, oh yeah, I'm ready to move out. Leave my parents behind so I can find myself and all that. But now they're getting older. And you get more sentimental as you are aging as well. Or I'm not going to speak for everyone. As I'm getting older, I get more sentimental. I miss my parents. And I just wish to be closer to them. Especially my brother. I miss my brother so much. So I would like to move back to the same state that they all are at. Even though everybody's like 2 hours apart from each other. At least I'm not like fucking just states away from them now. Miranda beat all the others to the punch in terms of showing excitement. However, she wasn't the last. Terry literally bopped you and Baxter on the arms in his chair.
Finally.
Welcome back for good, B-Man. You're never getting rid of us now. Baxter rubbed his small circles into where he'd been struck. The nudge couldn't possibly have hurt. You felt harmless it was. Maybe he was worried about wrinkles.
Thank you.
I think that warning applies more to the rest of you about me. I'm not leaving, no matter how many seasons come and go, but thank you. Oh my god, he just reassured me, bro. Baxter is lovely, but I don't think he can top Cove, because Cove, you know, he's the main guy. He's it. He's main guy. We literally had a whole game dedicated to Cove, and then we had DLC of the side characters. So I don't think Cove in any way possible could be replaced. Number one. Sorry, Derek. But anyway, this is where we're going to stop for today's episode, unless clearly it's very short and things will be fused. But thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.